Assalamu Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my beautiful sisters. This is a productivity audio log. I think it's going to be an audio log. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film anything, but I'm taking you along with me. Today is March 25th. It's a Jumu'ah. It's supposed to be my day off, but also my resetting day. But once a month I do work on Jumu'ah, and this is the month I'm working. I had a Zoom live event with the membership club that just ended, and I'm just thinking, okay, that's the month I'm working anyway, so I may as well work the whole day. So once a month I do work on Jumu'ah, and this is it. But I'm taking you along, so this is also work, inshallah, to share my systems and, how I organize myself, how I use my planner, Time to Do Good Now. It's still less than $10, and it's still available. And I am offering a coaching package that's very affordable as well, less than $50, where if you purchase the planner, I'm able to meet with you and set you up, inshallah. It's a good service if you want to get organized for Ramadan, and even if you want to get organized, especially after Ramadan, like you want to maintain a certain level of organization and worship. So reach out to me if you are interested. I'm definitely accepting clients right now, inshallah. I'm accepting coaching clients right now, alhamdulillah. All right, so bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. There are a lot of things coming up. So I want to do a review of the month of March. It's 25th, so it's actually really good for me to do a review now. And then all I will do once we enter April, bi'idhnillah, is just add whatever additional thing that I want to add to the review that happened in the last 5 days. So this is really a good moment to really recap, because I also came back from a journey last week. So actually, this week. I came back from a journey this week on Tuesday, and so I also want to put that away, and usually what I do, you'll see, so I am going to use my planner. These are the tools I'm using. I'm using my planner inserts, and I am going to use my Notion. These two are fundamental in my review and my planning. Okay, so if you don't have Notion, I highly recommend that you go get it. It's a free app. They do have the paying option, but they have a lot available for just a free option, and you can really organize yourself pretty well with it, bi'idhnillah. So, and I also highly recommend that you get the planner. Okay, so now I have to do a review of the month of March. I have to do a review of my journey. I have to plan the month of April as far as Al-An for You work. I have to plan the month of April as far as Ramadan worship and stuff, and I have to plan for the month of April as far as my studying. I have two okay, let me get back to you. I have somebody calling me. All right, let's see. Okay, so the first thing to do when you have a whole bunch of things that are coming up, as I said, you have Ramadan, I have the Al-An for Your work, I have the studies. I'm registered with two different schools, Al-Huda and Islamic Online University, and I have, if I want to think about it, I have 3 classes with Islamic Online University, and I also have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 classes with Al-Huda. They make it one course, but it's several courses into one. Like, for instance, with Al-Huda, I have a class on Hadith, and there is a test and assignment for that class. I have a class on tajweed, and there is a test for that class, an assignment. I have a class on memorization word by word. There is a test for that, and there's tafsir as well, and there is a test for that. So I literally have 4 classes. No, and there's a fifth one actually, dua from the Sunnah. So there are 5 classes in Al Huda, and they all get we all get tested in those 5 classes. And then at Islamic Online University, I have 3 classes. I have the Arabic grammar class, and I have the Qur'an class, and I have a computer class. So when you have these with assignments and tests coming up along with the work, it gets to be a little bit overwhelming. Plus your own personal studies. I have my hifz, my muraja'a, and I'm a wife. Yeah, it gets to be intensive. So the first thing that I would advise, if you feel like you have a lot on your plate and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, what I'm going to advise is that you do a brain dump. It's a must. It's an absolute must. I started doing one yesterday, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and insert the audio for that right now, so you can follow along. It is part of the Time to Do Good planning inserts, and it's a list of triggers, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and insert that for you right now. I'm not doing the entire brain dump with you on the phone. I think I go all the way to a certain point, but to just give you an idea, and then I stop right there. So enjoy brain dumping, and I will see you after the brain dump. What I have done, whenever I have, like I said, a lot on my plate, first I start with brain dump. Second, whenever I tackle things that I want to get done and my day to be very productive, I use timers. So tip number 1, brain dump, is a tip you've heard from me so many times before. Whether you do it or you don't do it, this is a reminder for you to do it, especially with Ramadan coming. You want to do a brain dump, inshallah. So tilawa. And I'm going to put timer, because that's what I told myself. I no longer go by outcome or pages. I just go by timer. I'm going to give myself, 10 minutes. During these 10 minutes, I'm not doing anything but tilawa. And usually I get a lot done when I use a timer. I share it with a sister. She was so excited. She left me a message. Oh, this timer thing is just amazing. And she was able to get far more done. Alhamdulillah. So I put tilawa, and I'm just gonna say resume, because like I said, I just came back from a journey and I was kind of off my schedule during this journey. Okay, so tilawa, resume. What else under Qur'an? I have hifz, and I'm gonna put reschedule, because I'm a little bit off. I want to reschedule goals about the hifz. And then muraja'a. I'm going to put timer, and I'm going to put resume, because again, I was off during the journey. What else on the Quran? I have tajweed, homework to catch up. What else do I have on the Quran? So you see how the trigger list works, right? I just wrote on the trigger list Quran, and I'm just writing everything that I can think of about Quran. So I wrote so far tilawa, hifz, muraja'a, tajweed, tadabbur, YouTube lessons, my class in my Arabic program is about Quran as well. Okay, the word by word. I'm I'm gonna put schedule makeup. Okay, I believe I believe that's it. All right, so let's look at the other trigger. It says fears. Do I have any fears? I just read this amazing book about how pain, chronic pain, and yeah, especially chronic pain, is just a message about suppressed emotions, and that perfectionist people are very, very prone to be unaware about their negative suppressed emotions. Yeah, so this is why brain dumping is good. So you want to go ahead and write down any fears that you may be having. So okay, I'm gonna go on to follow. Do I have any follow-up? Do I need to follow up with anyone? Yes, Sister Fatmata, regarding openings. Papa, I need to mail back. Assalamu Alaykum wa rahmatullah. How was the brain dumping? Okay, so I hope you get a lot out of your heads and that you're feeling a little lighter, inshallah. I am done. I filled up a page. Yeah, I filled up a page. And I have different categories, as you notice from the brain dumping. So I'm just going to go ahead and tackle these right now. I'm sure there's far more stuff that I could have probably have written down, but what I wrote down so far is quite actually enough to tackle already. So once you have your brain dump, what's next? What is next is actually to start organizing it. Alhamdulillah, you probably have them under different sections, like for instance under health, like I broke my glasses, I need to go get them changed, I need another prescription glass, so I need to go to the eye doctor, and so I have a few things here that I have under health that I want to tackle, and I have a lot under Qur'an. So what I'm looking right now, I'm going to look at all these different categories, and I'm going to look at what should I tackle as a priority, and that is what I'm advising you to do. And usually what I like to do, I like to highlight priorities, and I will take like a pink highlighter, or you could take any color of highlighter, and I will just highlight what is really mostly urgent from what I listed on the brain dump. So for me right now, I have this public speaking package that I need to finalize for a client. So that is number one, because I told her that I would get back to her next week. Actually this week. So that is highlighted. Let's see. Okay. I highlighted the things that are like really, really important for me. Just remember that I Okay, so that is also highlighted. Okay, so now I'm going to use another color. I'm going to use maybe yellow. I'm going to use yellow for what is going to come after. Do I have orange? If I have an orange highlighter, I would prefer that. Let's see. Yes, I have an orange highlighter, so I'll just do orange. So orange for what is less but needs to be done. It should be send information to this sister about Fajr, decluttering, my glasses, yeah, so right now what you hear me do is I'm highlighting stuff by priorities. So I finished highlighting all the pink stuff, which is like the most important, the most urgent stuff. Now I'm highlighting in orange what is also important but less urgent. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to use green highlighter for things that definitely it'll be good to do, but they're not urgent at all. So, okay, that's it. We are done. So now my brain dumping has 3 levels of priorities, right? What I really need to tackle right now, and what needs to come after that, and then after that. So now that we've done that, we kind of organized them. I'm gonna open my Notion. I told you 2 tools. That's not quite correct. I use my planner inserts, my Notion, that's number 2, and I use my Google Calendar. Yeah, so that's the one that I forgot to tell you. I forgot to mention that I use my Google Calendar. So, okay, so I have about 1 hour and 30 minutes. I have exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes. So what can I do in this 1 hour and 30 minutes? I'm looking at the pink. I'm looking at the pink that is highlighted here. I think what I'm going to do is work on this public speaking until it's 5:43, until 6:15, because I want to leave myself some space for dua before Maghrib. So public speaking work. Now I'm gonna work on out. I didn't actually write that down, but I need to work on Al-Huda Ta'lim, because I didn't finish listening to the tafsir. I need to check it in today. So Ta'lim, lesson 33, tafsir. I need to finish that. And I'm going to do that all the way to 7 p.m. Okay. I'm going to pause the recording, inshallah, and get back to you when I am done with all of this, and share with you how I update my Google Calendar and my Notion, basically share with you how I organize myself. But for now, what you need to know is that I started with brain dumping. So recapping, number one, I started with brain dumping. Number two, I organize a brain dump by highlights. Okay, so most important, then a little less important, and then, you know, it'd be nice to do. That's really important. To be honest with you, my brain dump is not thorough, meaning that I still have stuff on my head, I can tell. But for the sake of time, I wanted to just tackle at least what's on paper, and then if something else comes up, I will just think about it. Is it under the pink, the green, the orange, or the green? And so with the 1.5 hours that's left before Maghrib, because today is Jummah, I want to make sure I have time for dua. I told myself, okay, I'm going to work on this coaching package for this client. I started it, so let me just work on it, let me just focus on it for the next 25 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to be studying tafsir, making up my notes on tafsir. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be updating Google Calendar and planning the week. So I may come back to you when I'm at, I may not, because I will have the tafsir playing. So I'm just going to do that. I'll get back to you after the du'as, after Maghrib. That way we can look at the other steps in the planning, inshallah. Assalamu Alaykum. All right, sisters, we are back. Let me give you the date stamp here. It's the time stamp, sorry. It's 8:27. So what did we do? Since I left you guys, I went ahead and finished at least did maybe 80% of the coaching package that I wanted to work on. And so it's kind of ready, basically, for an interview next week. Then I can finalize it if all goes well. Okay, so that is done. Then number two is that I did start listening to the tafsir. I got interrupted, however, so I didn't listen to as much as I wanted to, but I did. And then I made some time before adhan of Maghrib to just go into adhkar and dua mode. And now, so after Maghrib, I was in the kitchen a little bit. I've been folding a little bit of laundry. So now I'm back at my desk, and I'm going to do some planning. So I'll take you along with me. In my Google Calendar, I have created a Ramadan schedule, if you will. I'm not done with it, but what I've done was I have several calendars in my Google, and I've actually did a little bit of tutorials about Google Calendars on my YouTube channel, and for you YouTube channel. And so if you want to, I can put the links to these Google Calendar, tutorials. So basically, I have one for studying when I enroll into IOU, and then also Ta'aleem. I did a study calendar. Okay, so I have an IOU study calendar and a Ta'aleem calendar, and so they have different colors. And then I have an for you calendar, so that's pretty much all my classes and coaching sessions, all the bookings. And I have I have other calendars, but I'm not using them. The ones I'm really using are the and for you work calendar. I'm using the Get Stuff Done. I'm actually using that particular calendar for Ramadan. I'm using IOU calendar and Ta'aleem calendar. So I have, if you will, 4 calendars. They have different colors. I'm just using the Get Stuff Done calendar to make it a Ramadan schedule for April. And like I said, I started doing that. Let me pause. I think they are calling us then. Let me pause a second. Okay, so what I did with this Google Calendar, and I'm not even done with it actually, but I started working on it, was I went ahead and put the Salah time that I kind of need to know, right? So let's start here. April 1st. I have Ramadan and April schedule. Okay. And I have that I will be taking a nap around 7:30. I have, let's see. Yeah, I have the Salah time at night. Like I said, I didn't finish. I just started working on it, but I didn't finish. Bismillah. Okay, so that's perfect. So, okay, I'm gonna look at the prayer times again on 7th. Then 8th it becomes 5:10 all the way to 4:57. So let's go there and put and then here Roger 5. Did I say 4:57? So I'm using the 4:57, and it is going to repeat. So now I'm going to put 4:45, and I'm going to put that it does repeat. I'm going to go to custom, make it daily every day, and let's say 6 occurrences. Let's look at prayer times 13th, 15th. Okay. All right. So I continued to what I did was I continued putting the prayer times, and I pretty much finished my Google Calendar for Ramadan. And so I went ahead and worked in the planner. I looked at the top task of the month of April, and I filled it up. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I may have some other dates, some other items to put on there, but it's mostly done. And I also did the weekly review. I need to do a monthly review. I haven't done that one yet, but I did the past week review, and I did the planning for tomorrow, the daily planning. So I use a daily planner insert, and tomorrow, inshallah, I will continue the log where I'm gonna fill up the weekly theme, inshallah, and the monthly review. I'll take you along also with my journey, my travel review, how I organize that in Notion, and inshallah, that should give you a good idea of how I organize my month, right? So it started with brain dumping, and then sorting out the brain dumping, and then I went into working on the Ramadan prep Google calendar. And so basically what I did was put the dates, the times of Salah for the entire month, especially for the last 10 days, estimating when my menses will come, and just giving an idea of when to go to bed, when to wake up, and stuff like that. And then my work from 11 to 6:30. So inshallah we will resume tomorrow, bi'idhnillah. Assalamu Alaykum. Assalamu Alaykum wa rahmatullah, sisters. Today is Saturday, March 26th, and as I mentioned in the previous vlog yesterday, we're gonna continue with the planning of Ramadan and of April. And this year, mashallah, it is so on point with the month that it's very easy because it's like the beginning of the month. Gregorian calendar is also the beginning of Ramadan. So you don't have to like do some math, right? And be like, okay, so today is the what again in Ramadan? No, it's pretty much this around the same. Mid-April will be mid-Ramadan, end of April will be end of Ramadan, So it's really nice that it happens this way. Especially for people like us who love to plan, alhamdulillah, who are besties with their calendars. Okay, so I printed out my weekly theme planner. And remember, I started working on my Google Calendar and I did not finish it. So I'm going to go and open my Google Calendar. I'm using one of my calendars that's called Get Stuff Done. It's not much in there, so I'm using it especially for Ramadan. And what I'm going to do is relax the Al-An for you. I won't be using the Al-An for you calendar in the month of Ramadan because I'm actually reducing my workload. So I'm going to be bi'idhnillah, working only from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Whereas usually I work from my earliest class starts at 9:30 a.m. My latest class ends at 8:30 p.m. So I usually work between 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. if you will. So these 12 hours of work, they're gonna be reduced to about 7 hours during Ramadan. So because of that, I don't want to change my work calendar. I just want to duplicate my my Ramadan calendar. I'm just going to duplicate the classes during that window of 11 to 7, inshallah. So let's do this now, since next week is Ramadan, bi'idhnillah. Next week is Ramadan, can you imagine? Wow. That's surreal. It is surreal. Okay, so let's go into my Google Calendar. I'm going to go into Gmail. I just finished my Ramadan Google Calendar, and like I said, I'm gonna turn off my Al-An for you calendar, inshallah. So I'm just gonna be working from the Ramadan calendar and the IOU study calendar and the Ta'lim calendar. Those are the 3 calendars I will be, inshallah, working from. So alhamdulillah, there are some things that I'm not gonna have on the calendar that I want to do, and those I'm just gonna have them in my I'm gonna make I have in my planning insert, I do have like a habit list, like it's like a color thing, and I'm just gonna gift that to the membership club because sister wanted that. I mean, I gave it to them last year. She wanted it again because she was doing it with her family. And so yes, I will be gifting that planner insert to the membership club, bi'idhnillah, inshallah. So for the month of Ramadan, that will be their Ramadan gift, bi'idhnillah. So I'm gonna just put those things, those Ramadan habits that I want to build, I'm just gonna put that on that color thing, and I will just be coloring every day as my habit tracker. And so that's the plan for that. So I'm not gonna add that to the Google Calendar because it will just be too much, right? It will just make it heavy. So the calendar is really for recurring appointments and classes and things like that. That's what you want to put. You can also put like the salah time, it's an appointment. You want to put maybe the time you wake up and the time to go to bed. Those things, yes. But as far as like habits, like your reading of Qur'an and your I don't know, whatever you want to do, like I think those you want to have them as a habit list, and you want to maybe put them in your daily planner as you plan your day. And you could have a tracker. You could use the habit tracker that we have still in that planning package that has so many inserts. You know, it's really a good deal. For less than $10, you get all of that. So honestly, it is so worth it. I highly recommend that you do go get it, inshallah. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, I have written on my weekly theme that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we have a 30 action in 3-day getting things done challenge, and with some of the sisters. And so the challenge actually starts on Sunday, tomorrow. We have to have at least a list of tasks completed the day before. So for that, I need to look at my I need to look at my brain dump that I did yesterday. You guys remember yesterday I was doing my brain dump and I highlighted and all of that? So I'm just gonna be using that very same brain dump, and I'm just looking for it right now. Here it is. And I will be working from that, because those are the things that I really want to tackle, especially the things in pink. So I'm gonna use my. So now I'm gonna make a list of these 30 actions that I want to get done. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I am behind on a lot of my studying. So I just finished Ta'aleem, alhamdulillah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and log in, because I need to look at the deadlines and what I need to make up and catch up on. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, is log into the Ta'aleem platform and see exactly what I need to make up and how I'm gonna make it up. I'm gonna try to use these 3 days to really work intensely, inshallah. So my weekly theme planner. So on the weekly theme planner, I have a place that says priorities, and I have makeup Ta'aleem class, batching lessons, and cleaning home for Ramadan. So this is like the big picture, right? So these are and also working on the new club content. So this is pretty much the priorities this week, okay? And the challenge is gonna really take care of a lot of these priorities. This is why I love those 3-day challenges at the end of the month. They are so helpful, alhamdulillah. Okay, so that's the big picture, sisters. Now I want to do a daily schedule. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use one of my daily inserts, okay, a blank one, and I'm gonna make it a Ramadan, ideal Ramadan day. Okay, so this will not be an actual day, it would just be an ideal Ramadan day. And so this is what I would love to follow from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. And so this daily, I'm gonna post it like in front of me, like on my wall here throughout the month of Ramadan, to remind me like these are the things that I want to make sure I do. Okay, so I'm using one of my dailies as templates. So I'm just gonna write down ideal Ramadan day. Okay, so alhamdulillah, I have already some Ramadan goals that I want to do. I have my Ramadan month, Ramadan Google month already set up, but like I told you, I don't want to go into too much detail as on the Google Calendar. The daily, the ideal day daily is what is going to really help me put it together, if you will. So let's dive in with that. Maybe I should let me just let me recap what we did so far so that you don't get lost with everything. I started this whole exercise of planning with what? Brain dumping. I prioritized the brain dumping by highlighting the most important items in pink, less important in orange, and really whenever I can, it will be nice to do in green. Then I went into my Google Calendar. I really wanted to finalize my Ramadan Google Calendar, looking at the prayer times, especially the Fajr, the Maghrib, and the Isha time. Those are the three that I need. Isha because I want to know what time I'm going to go to bed. Fajr for the suhoor, of course, and tahajjud. And then, Maghrib for the iftar, of course, right? Dhuhr and Asr, I don't need to put that on my calendar. I can just have that on my daily, okay? So then I was able to calculate what time I want to go to bed and what time I want to wake up for the whole month of Ramadan, and it changes as we get closer to the last 10 days. And in the last 10 days, it absolutely changes, right? How much sleep I get at night. Then what I did was I looked into the weekly theme plan. I reviewed my past week. I'm still I still need to review the month of March, and I still need to review my journey. Those are the two things that I have left that are outstanding. Right now I'm kind of giving priority to Ramadan. So I reviewed my past week, and I also planned my weekly theme, and I would say the major items for this coming week is a 3-day challenge that is happening Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. But I have to have my list of items by tomorrow. So this is really important because these items, the challenge is going to help me to tackle everything that I need to finalize for Ramadan. So this is why I went ahead and took you along with me as to brainstorming what I'm going to do during the challenge. And I want to do, because it's a challenge, I really want to, it has to be intense, and I want to go through as much as I can. So what I did for that was, okay, I know in the pink brain dumping, making up my classes was something important and kind of urgent because I have some quizzes and assignment coming up in April and May. So I decided, let me go into each of the platforms and look at what needs to be made up, how long it's going to take me. And so that is what I was doing, and I put down the details of what I'm going to do exactly for the challenge. So then what I did was I just finished doing that, and so now I want to do an ideal Ramadan day. So I have already, like I said, my Ramadan goals that I wrote down some time ago. And I have my Google Calendar telling me about what time I would like to get up, right? So definitely in my daily, there's a space for tahajjud. So tahajjud is going to be something that, inshallah, as long as I'm praying, it's going to be constant in Ramadan. Really, it will be really a calamity if I don't get up for tahajjud in the month of Ramadan. Like outside Ramadan, maybe I can relax a little bit, but in the month of Ramadan, like this is really the time for tahajjud, right? So tahajjud is already on my daily. It's already listed there. So alhamdulillah, I don't need to do anything. I'm not gonna even put a time there because my Google Calendar kind of tells me what time I'm supposed to get up, depending on the week. So tahajjud is there, it's part of my goals. Then you have Fajr. I'm just gonna add here suhoor between the tahajjud and the Fajr because I don't have that on my daily. So suhoor, and I am gonna even say what I'm gonna eat. I plan to have oatmeal and dates and chia seeds. And maybe a boiled egg, I'm not sure. Maybe one boiled egg. It depends. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. And lots of water, of course. ACV water. Okay, so that's so far. Then it will be Fajr. Then after Fajr, I'm going to have AM Athkar. Assalamu Alaykum wa rahmatullah. I'm back again. Okay, so I think the last time I left you guys, I was doing, what was I doing? I can't even remember. I don't know what was the last thing on this log, because I had to stop it and work on some lesson plans and cooking. I'm done with that. Yeah, so I don't really know, but I know that there are two things that I said I was going to do with you that I haven't done yet, which is my monthly review and as well as my journey in Notion. I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the vlog, and I did not. I haven't done that yet. So let's do this now. I'm going into my Notion. I'm going to go into my travel planner, and alhamdulillah, I have some tabs like for every travel. Like I had October 26th to November 5th, I went to Atlanta, and I have all the hotel, car rental, and how much I spent on food and all of that. And it's really helpful. It was really helpful when I booked this flight that I went on, this journey that I went on. So it kind of helps me budget for my trip and see, okay, this is it. So anyway, one of the things that I noticed was that I'm not going to book in March anymore. I had not realized that it was March Madness, and so hotels were booked and prices went up a little bit compared to my usual. Budget-wise, it came about the same because I spent less time, so I ended up spending about the same thing. But if I wanted to spend 2 weeks or 10 days instead of 5 days, it would have been really, 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 really expensive. But it came back to the same because I reduced my stay basically. So for me, what I have in my Notion is the flight, how much that costs me. And also, like, I go ahead and pay ahead, and then my husband gives me the money. So I put how much it costs me, and then I put the money I got back, and so then I have the actual cost. And also, if I have any gifts, like money gifts, then that also I put it towards the travel expenses. And I also put like my comments about the hotel, and the rent-a-car, how much I spent on food and errands. And this time I actually went shopping on the last day, and I did spend a lot of money in buying stuff. I bought some suitcases and some stuff for the bathroom, so I want to add that. I think everything is up to date. I just need to add the expenses that I had on the last day. And so for that, I'm going to go into my bank and see how much it costs me. I think I spent everything in 2 major stores, which was Ross and Marshalls, and I'm just gonna and Target. So I'm just gonna go and look at those. I'm going to look at those and add them to my expenses for this trip. And that's it. So I'm going to pause you while I do that, inshallah. All right, I am done with the travel planner. Alhamdulillah. It's good I did that because I thought they charged me more than they did. So I didn't realize that those were deposits and that I was gonna get the money back. So alhamdulillah, it was a beautiful surprise. So at least that is saved in my Notion. If I need to refer back, I'll book another trip. It's gonna be easier to just, budget and get the information and what I usually need. I also have a packing list, like a traveling packing list that is already saved. I just print and then I just pack that way. So it's really, it's one of the really helpful Notion templates that I'm using because with my mom's situation, I'm actually traveling more often than thought initially. So all right, so now the next thing is doing the monthly review. So for that, what I usually like to do is look at the weekly reviews. I mean, that's just easy. Just look at the weekly reviews, because the weekly reviews summarize every week, and then you go from there and you do the monthly review, and it will help you to have like the highlight. I also like to look at the top task at a glance, the weekly themes. These help actually. They help a lot for the monthly review. So now I'm in my planner and I'm looking for the template called monthly review. Okay, so this monthly review, as I said, it's not gonna be quite complete because I still have 1 week in the month, but I want to do as much as I can so that I only have a few things left to do. So this is the month of March, and I'm gonna also put Sha'ban. So what worked? So the same thing I did with the daily review, right? I always start my reviews on a positive note. Alhamdulillah, what worked? Okay, so Alhamdulillah this month, and as I said, like pretty much just go through the weekly reviews, and then the monthly review also helps me to like analyze based on my rocks. And if you don't know what I mean, I'll try to put the link to that as well. But like I have my goals, my rocks, and so reviews also help me to look at it and say, okay, what's going on here? Am I on track with my big goal, with the big picture, or I'm not on track with it, right? So if I'm looking at the weekly review of February 27th to March 5th, I have here, and she passed away, subhanallah. I said, Alhamdulillah for fundraising for my in-law for surgery. May Allah accept and use it to give me shifa. But that sister, actually, she died after the surgery. But I'm glad that we were able to fundraise for her and help her before her death. Oh, Ya Rab, I would have felt really bad if I hadn't done anything and then she died, So I'm going to say Alhamdulillah for helping a sister in need. Before Allah took her soul. Allah forgive her. SubhanAllah, this is why it's Really important to do good as soon as possible, to raise to do good, and also to do good for Allah, because you just never know. I also bought a Qur'an tracing. Okay, let's keep going, keep going. Okay, also fundraising. So there was a lot of fundraising this month, alhamdulillah. Fundraising for Mama Amina, Willing Kuma, and Widow. We also started the double 107 and also the double calf. I did mom's taxes and did mine as well. Okay. Oh, what did not work? I broke my glasses. Allah, mashallah. Okay, sisters, that is what I want to write down for now. I on my monthly review, I wrote down what worked, and I think I have pretty much everything. I have pretty much everything listed that worked. Yeah, I think I listed everything. Yeah, I won't even say Ramadan prep because I'm done with my Ramadan prep, really. I know exactly what I want to do. Everything has been done. Okay, what did not work? So I broke my glasses. I've had some emotional eating this month. I know that did not work. Sleep did not work this month either. I am behind on studying, on my studies. Okay, that is my monthly review, y'all. Like I said, I still have some things to do. Like I still have to complete 1 week and then add to it, inshallah. But for the most part, the majority of the month of March has been written down as far as what worked. A lot of things actually worked. I'm really grateful. A lot of things worked this month. One of the major things that worked this month was me being able to go see my mom and serve her and be there for her. And like I said, what did not work was I had some emotional eating and some sleep. Emotional eating, I kind of know why. I've been doing a lot of self-coaching, looking at a lot of uncomfortable things, trauma, and weaknesses, and I think that is why my eating was kind of rough. But and then I'm behind on my studies. I think lack of sleep. I didn't sleep well, and so I end up being tired. When I'm tired, I'm not focused. I'm not able to really study as well or as strongly. My muraja'a and my hifz also did not really work well. Muraja'a and hifz, I'm behind. So I'm hoping that definitely with Ramadan and the schedule I've made, I'm praying and hoping that I'm going to be back on track very strongly, and then keep it up even post Ramadan bi'idhnillah. But this has been a really long vlog. I don't know if you're going to have patience to go through all of it. The good thing is you can just listen to it. And fast forward if you want to. I've tried to edit some of it out, but it's still very long, as I had to do a lot of things. But hopefully it takes me a good amount of time to set up my new month and to review the previous month. But it's time that is so well spent, because it's like you spend that much time ahead now, and then the rest of the month is just flowing, because you know exactly what your goals for that month are. You know exactly what you're working on. You know if you are in line with your major goals. The things that are not working, and so you know that there's some adjustments that you want to make, and you're able to work on these adjustments so you are realigned. You don't feel lost. You don't feel like anyway, for me, honestly, when I do this, I feel so clear, and that already gives me a lot of tranquility. So give it a try. I've used the top task at a glance for the month. I've used the weekly review, the monthly review. I've used the daily, right, and the weekly theme. Those are the main. I use my trigger list as well for the brain dump. Those are the main planning inserts that I have used during this vlog. And I've used my Notion, especially for the travel, because the travel planner. But I've also used my Notion for budgeting, for my accounting. I used my Notion for the lesson plan as well, and I've used my Google Calendar for the Ramadan calendar schedule. So yeah, that is it. May Allah accept from us, bless us with a wonderful Ramadan. May all this planning and beautiful intention setting, may He accept from us. And even if He takes our soul before, may He give us the reward of a Ramadan that is accepted, a Ramadan that is highly rewarded. Allahumma Ameen. Any good is from Allah, any mistake is from me, and may Allah forgive me. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.